That's a great question. Loaded gun question.
Loaded, big question. I'm sorry I couldn't narrow it down.
It's a book for an answer, of course.
Yes.
Can you be a bit more specific? So can you give me a little bit more of the specific situation to
Well,
help me focus my answer?
You and I mentioned to you that I'm talking to a particular woman, and her fear is how does she get from where she's at to where I'm at, and the fear isn't going to be an obstacle or anything in terms of logistics. How do I cover all the bases?
So she's living not in Ukraine, we'll say.
Not in Ukraine. Just,
in a close former USSR country.
Yeah, not far, but not near.
Yeah, and what's her particular fear? I mean, that's the first thing is you, to be successful with a woman here, it's a huge component of success. You have to be a psychologist.
Yes.
And you have to drill down on what is her specific fears. That's why I have a whole bunch of videos on YouTube asking Ukrainian women, what's your big fear if you were to marry a Western man?
You know,
I ask them this because that's huge, and you got to drill down and find that out.
It is. It would be the same as if I moved here, and you know, it's interesting that I asked about that, and the fear is really twofold, which is really unique. The first is I'm really falling for you, and I'm afraid, type of thing. In other words, there's some real attraction, which that
she
kind
says
of fear,
to you.
She says to me, and I'm thinking, okay. And it's genuine because that's how we feel about each other. However, the flip side is, how does she make the transition to speak English better and to move? She's worried about those three things all in tandem. How does she deal with it all? And how does she draw, I guess, support from me?
So how does she basically transition into moving to America?
Yeah, from old to new.
Yeah. So it's a huge challenge, and I would encourage you to talk about it openly with her, and just to show your support.
Okay.
Show that, honey, when you move, it's not going to be easy, but let's try to find a Ukrainian Russian community support group. There's Facebook support groups. There's, of course, getting her enrolled in English to improve her English level.
And fortunately, I'm not far from a Ukrainian community in Chicago. I think there's about 10 to 15,000 people.
Perfect. Yeah.
Now,
Chicago's got a lot of Russian speakers.
Yeah, not a problem. They even have a Russian tea room, so hey, you know.
The other things you can do is just confirm to her your level of support. Excuse me, your level of support, like what you're going to do. How many times do you want to come back home? That's huge. And to know that she's not trapped in America. When can she come back? Will you come back with her? How many times can you come back and be with her family? I'll tell you a huge one. When my parents get sick, or my loved ones, will you support them? That's huge. I gotta tell you, I got a relationship with a client on the cusp right now. They're engaged to be married, and guess what? Her mom got sick. She pulled the plug. The K1 was almost done. It was almost done. She pulled the plug on it.
Before the ink dried, huh?
And she said, you know what? I just can't. My mom now is sick, and she just wasn't feeling comfortable enough.
Okay.
And their relationship moving to America, and mom is her number one in life. She's got to be there for mom.
And the more serious the sickness, the more fear.
And honestly, mom is not even that sick. So I encourage my clients to support her, show her, and you know, in Slavic culture, it's don't tell me, show me.
Yes.
Dave. Talk is cheap, very cheap.
They're all from Missouri. They just don't know it. Yeah, I get it. So, you know, I found some of that too, and I think the deeper you get into a relationship, all of that is exactly.
Absolutely. The deeper you get in, you've got to show that you're supporting your talk with action.
Of course.
And dollars, of course.
Quite so. Quite so.
But don't roll it out too quickly, and don't set the bar too high too quickly.
I agree.
Also,
that's part of the learning curve, by the way. Don't fail on that one. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. It's been a great trip because, as I said, you develop yourself as a man because you have to start considering women who are in a more traditional mindset and actually appreciate things that may not always be appreciated on the Western side in America. So you get out of the bubble you're in the world. That's the number one reason to come to Ukraine. You see the other half of reality and you go, oh, this is what it could be and maybe even should be at times. So you should do that. At least even if you don't pursue a woman here, it's good for you as a man.
Absolutely. Come here, Try to immerse yourself in society here, get to know Ukrainian culture, people. I mean, the truth is, to be successful Ukrainian woman, there's so many obstacles.
Oh yes.
It's virtually an endless chasm of obstacles. So the more you can learn, the quicker you can surf that learning curve, the better. Guys, we're going to come back with another great question from Joseph, and I'm going to split this into many different videos. So see you in a minute with sitting here in the park in Kyiv with Joseph. And Joseph,
Yes.